tonight at 7:30.
Well, this place really emptied out, huh?
Yeah, that's the trouble with this neighborhood. Folks are too responsible. They all head back to work right about now. But how's filming going, Bo?
It's going a lot better than I expected. They were way ahead of schedule.
Cool.
I was hoping I'd still find you here, son.
Pa.
Good afternoon, Asa. You here to drink or cause me grief?
Didn't you give a real nice hello, this gal? Look, I'm here to talk to my son. All right with you, Clover?
Not with me. I'll be over here polishing bottles.
What's up?
Well, I just talked to Clint on the phone.
Yeah? Some news?
No. Niki Smith is still in charge of Viki's mind and body. She's still demanding the wig and is still very hostile to Clint.
That's awful.
I was thinking maybe you and me should drive up to Mountain View and take him out to dinner, cheer him up.
Why, is he real down?
Oh, he acts like he's on top of it. I do know that he would like the companionship of his old man's brother.
Hey, y'all mind if I turn on Dorian Lawrence's TV show?
As long as you keep the sound off.
Oh, look, she's interviewing Tina.
So don't go away because we'll be right back and chat with the notorious Tina Clayton.
Boy, your dad seems a little uptight.
Uptight? No,
Yeah.
I think he's just excited. His only daughter's getting married tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I just hope he's not uptight about his future son-in-law.
No. He's much too intelligent not to want you and his family. Listen, if you see Marco, tell him that you are supposed to stay at his house tonight, okay?
Hey, whoa, wait a minute. What is this? I mean, we're not even married yet and already you're throwing me out of the house?
I'm not throwing you out. You're not supposed to see the bride before the ceremony, remember?
Oh, come on.
It's a
You don't-
tradition.
Yeah, I know, but you don't believe any of that mess, do you?
Well, we've had so much bad luck. I think we should just be a little careful, that's all. Okay?
Okay.
Hey, out of here with that stuff. What do you think you're doing here, huh?
Yeah.
I was just leaving.
Yeah.
I'll meet you at Timber Duck a little bit later anyways. I gotta
Okay.
pick some stuff up.
See you
before I-
later. Mwah.
Bye.
See you later.
Come here, I'm gonna buy a club soda. You need to relax, kid.
I'm fine. I'm
right.
relaxed.
Right.
Right.
Hey, where is this guy? He's never here when I want him.
Yeah, where's
Yo.
the bartender?
He heard you were coming. He left.
It's cute. Guys, I hope you don't mind, but I got to turn on the TV here. Dorian's about to interview Tina. And Tina got some big news just before they went on air.
So just in case any of you have just emerged from a cave and don't know exactly who Tina Clayton is, I'll remind you that she was charged with the death of Harry O'Neill under some very bizarre circumstances. The case went to trial, and in a terribly dramatic development,
1962, I was the Justice of Peace in Altoona, Pennsylvania. And in that year, I married Victor Lord and Miss Irene Manning.
You married them?
Yes. I got the papers to prove it. At that time, Miss Manning was expecting a baby. I guess that was you.
Tina? What? Oh, I'm sorry. We're on the air, aren't we?
yes, indeed we are. I was just asking you to tell our audience what it was like being held hostage.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just... Look, I got some very exciting news. It was really terrific news right before we went on the air, and I guess that's why my mind was wandering.
I see. Well, I certainly hope that you will tell our audience about it.
I'd love to.
You are just going to make matters worse. If you put me on staff, I can see David naturally without arousing suspicion.
Janine Rogers is an NSB agent. She is here not only to protect David, but to prevent his escape.
Yes, she acted like a Marine commando when I tried to go into the ward to visit some of my old patients. If I had any doubts that David was here, I certainly didn't after that encounter.
Great. Look, Jenny, I have a hospital to run here. I am more concerned with running the hospital than with David's dilemma.
Fine, then go and run the hospital. Let's just settle this and put me back on the staff.
You know, you're behaving as if you're a woman so in love that you would risk your life to see this man. I hit a nerve there, didn't I? See, that's what I'm concerned about, Jenny.
I have invested a lot of my life in David, and I have some questions that need some answers, Larry. I want to be involved in his protection and his safety. I need to find out if he has vital information for the United States government or if it was just another scheme, and I need to find out if he really loved me and if he loved Cassie or if that was just an act too. Now, please, I have to find these things out before he disappears again.
See? I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to disappear again and take you with him.
No,
and I couldn't live with that on my conscience.
He is not going to take me anywhere because he hurt me too much.
Which you would be all too willing to forget when you fall in love with him again. And darling, that's not going to take much.
Then that is what I have to find out. Larry, please, would you just please help me, or do I have to go to the NSB and fight this by myself?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get that. Yeah, Dr. Ward.
Just now, you said you loved me. Past tense. Is it past tense, Jenny?
I don't know. Because I don't know who you are anymore.
I am exactly who you said I am. A spy. A man who shared your life, who lied to you. And I lied to you because I loved you so madly that I just couldn't bear the thought of living without you. I still can't. Now, what I should have done when you were threatened is to come to you and say, it's over. Should have played the part of somebody who no longer cared. Just say, look, it's finished. I'm sorry, and I'm going to Berlin. And you would have been hurt, and you would have hated me. But at least it would have been a clean break. And I can see now that it would have been far preferable to all this suffering that I put you through. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I know I was weak and selfish, very selfish, but I loved you so much. I love you still. I will love you forever.
Yeah, I'll be right down. Yeah, well, give me a few minutes. Okay. All right, bye-bye. Listen, I have to go down. I will do this. I will talk with her. I will talk with the NSB agents. I won't make any promises, Jen.
But you'll do everything you can.
You've got to promise me you'll abide by our decision.
I'll be in the cafeteria. Will you let me know as soon as you can?
Of course.
Thanks.
The thing is, William, Jenny Rinaldi is a psychiatric nurse at Llanview Hospital. It proves nothing for her to be there.
What about Dr. Woloch's anger?
Well, they could be fighting about anything.
I don't know. My hunch is that Rinaldi is hidden away in that hospital.
Well, we can't risk anything until we know for sure. Continue following Jenny, and I want Dr. Woloch tailed too. Maybe they just want us to think he's there when really he's somewhere else.
But before you tell us about this wonderful news, Tina, why don't you tell our audience what it was like being held hostage?
Oh, it was terrifying. One minute Mitch was telling me that he was threatening me, and the next minute he's telling me he loves me, and I'm just so glad I got a hold of the gun and that the police arrived when they did.
Tina, what is it like to shoot the man you love?
It's awful. It was the only way I could save myself. That was the only way I could bring myself to do it. And now that he is in jail, I am just hoping that this whole excruciating episode of my life is just all behind me.
You believe that, Tina, pulling an
At
innocent
the
act
moment,
against?
though, the fact is you are broke. Right? Is it not correct that you are desperately looking for a job?
Yes, I'm afraid it is. I do need a job, at least for a little while anyway.
And you're very concerned, aren't you, that your notoriety in this town may harm you? That the scandal that you created when you claimed your birthright as Victor Lord's illegitimate daughter?
You know, Dorian, before you asked me to share this wonderful news that I got with the audience, and I think this would be the perfect opportunity, if you don't mind.
Oh, of course, dear. Go right ahead.
Well, you see, right before we went on the air, this very nice man, who I have never met before in my life, came up to show me some proof that, that I am not illegitimate at all. As a matter of fact, he showed me that I am, in fact, the very legitimate daughter of Victor Lord and Irene Manning.
What the hell is she trying to pull now?
Isn't that great?
Gina, I don't know what you think you're doing on my show, on the public airwaves. However, I was kind enough to ask you on this show. I was hoping that perhaps you might be able to get a decent job for yourself, turn your life around.
Dorian, this is for real. The man's name is Harv Lipton, and he's a justice of the peace, and on January 5th, 1962, he married Mr. Victor Lord and Miss Irene Manning. In fact, my mother was pregnant with me at the time.
Oh, if this don't beat it.
You're trying to tell me that, very conveniently, a justice of the peace happened to come here right to the studio before we went on air?
Well, you saw him. That was the man that Brad Vernon brought in here. You met him.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am really terribly sorry that Tina Clayton has seen fit to stage some sort of publicity stunt here on my show to try and generate even more unfavorable notoriety for herself.
No, this is not a stunt.
Yes, this is terribly reminiscent of the grandstand play that she put on at the Banner Anniversary Banquet.
Dorian!
Most of you out there know that I was married to Victor Lord. And I, of all people, would know if he was indeed married previously to Irene Manning. So please accept my most humble apologies for this poor, misguided, deranged young woman's attempt to draw even further attention to herself.
Maybe the director would like to take a close-up of this here, this
No, she
marriage
would not. We are going to go to a commercial, and then we'll be right back with my next exciting guest.
Holy cow. Now, that is something.
Brad, what are you and Tina scheming on right now?
Come on. I overheard this guy paging Tina on the house phone. I introduced myself, said that she was at WVLE. He said he had some great news for her. Wouldn't tell me what it was. Drove the guy over there. This is the first I heard what it was myself.
So what's the big deal? So what? She's the legitimate daughter. So what? Who cares?
So what? If Tina is the legitimate daughter of Victor, then she could get half of Viki's inheritance.
You know, if Victor and Irene were never divorced, then Dorian would never have legally gotten married to Victor. Then what do you think old Tina would stand to gain now? So, Brad, how you plan to spend on your share?
Well, of course, none of it's mine.
Well, I know that, but I mean, as soon as Tina comes into hers, you could fall in love with her, couldn't you?
You know something? I could fall in love with Tina if she were a meter maid. But being wealthy doesn't make her any less attractive.
I understand.
Hey, guys, I gotta go. I know it's gonna break your heart, but I gotta go. Rob, good luck in the wedding. I wish I could come, but I guess my invitation got lost in the mail. See ya.
Anyways, I gotta ask you a favor. I need to stay at your place tonight, all right? And then maybe we can go to Timber Dock tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that because I've been wanting to talk to you very seriously, man to man.
Sure.
I mean, as your best man and as your cousin, I think you should benefit from my knowledge about life, marriage, the pursuit of happiness, that kind of stuff.
So you got some good advice for me?
I didn't say that, no.
Good. Okay, I'm glad we got that covered. Moving right along.
Tina, whoever that man was, he was a liar.
This looks very official, doesn't it, to you?
Yeah, well, these things can be forged.
Mr. Lipton was not a forger.
Tina, I was married to Victor Lord for years. I would have known if he was previously married to your mother. I mean, Victor and I shared everything about our pasts. We had no secrets. Nothing was hidden. Oh, my God.
That's right. Victor Lord had a whole secret life, not to mention a secret room that he didn't share with anybody. Dorian, don't you see what this means? It means he actually cared about my mother. He didn't just use her.
Or perhaps your mother called him up, told him she was pregnant, threatened him with a paternity suit, and so he married her.
All right. All right, that could be. That could have happened, all right? I don't know, but at least this establishes that I am indeed Tina Lord. And I don't have to depend on Viki's kindness to get her part of the estate. No, I am legally entitled to part of her estate. And you know what else? I might be legally entitled to part of your estate, too.
Sorry, dear, but you're not my half-sister.
In fact, a third of this very TV station might be mine.
None of it is yours. None of it. Got it? Not a cent, not a stock, not a brick in this building. None of it.
Oh, you seem just thrilled to have me as part of a legitimate member of this family, Dorian.
First, the authenticity of that marriage has to be verified. And then, of course, there's the divorce.
If there even was a divorce. And if there wasn't, then my mother is the legal widow of Victor Lord. And that means that I am legally the heir to your half of the Lord estate. Bye, Dorian.
On All My Children.
Where are we, Adam? No more games.
This is not a game, Erika.
What do we call it?
Taking Erika to paradise.
And Unforgettable Hospital.
I never stopped loving you.
And I could never get you out of my system.
Felicia and Frisco together in a world of danger.
Oh, I love you so much.
All My Children, General Hospital.
Thank you for coming. Have a seat, Miss Rogers.
Is there a problem,
Yes,
Doctor?
there's a problem. Jenny Rinaldi knows that her husband's here.
She knows for
She was up there visiting him.
How on earth?
Well, it happened while you were having lunch. She created some diversion and went up to see him.
Yes. Come to think of it, I know exactly what that diversion was. We're going to have to take steps to prevent
No.
her
No. She wishes to come back on staff here so that she may be near David and see him freely.
Oh, that's out of the question. It's foolish and dangerous. I can't believe that you'd consider it for a moment.
Of course I'd consider it.
Look, I don't want some silly wife getting in my way or helping him escape if she so chooses.
First of all, this is not some silly wife. This is a wife who was betrayed, who has gone through a great deal of pain.
Her pain is not our consideration here.
Oh, this is wonderful. You got me in a position of defending her. Originally, I was opposed to her coming back on staff here.
Fine, then the issue is settled.
Hey, you got a lot of nerve, lady. You know, it's this imperial attitude of yours that caused Jenny to think that David was here in the first place. Well, let me tell you something. She knows she's being followed, and she feels that if she doesn't come back to work, there are going to be some suspicions aroused here.
All right. I can see the wisdom in that.
Good.
However, to let her in with Rinaldi is to give him an ally, and we don't want him to have that right now. We want him to feel cut off from the outside world and at our mercy.
That's interesting. I thought he was here under our protection. I thought he was here to exchange information for identity.
If he has anything worth trading. If not, he'll be arrested and jailed just like any other traitor. Now, how is his wife going to react to that?
I think she'll take care of that very well. If he is playing a game, you keep in mind something, lady. Jenny Rinaldi was responsible for that musical code not ending up in East Berlin with David. We are dealing here with a very courageous and patriotic woman.
Who is still in love with that traitor, or she wouldn't want to be anywhere near him.
If it came to a showdown, I do believe she would pick this country over David.
I don't care about that. It is dangerous, and I won't allow it.
Well, as long as I am still administrative head of this hospital, I make the decisions around here. I hope that you will support them if I decide to put her back on staff.
And if she helps the maestro escape, I hope you just remember who made that decision, Doctor.
Will tomorrow ever get here?
Will tomorrow night ever get here?
That's what I meant. Are you scared?
No. Are you?
No, but shouldn't we be a little scared?
No, we shouldn't be scared. We know exactly what we're doing. We're very much in love, and we're getting married, and let's have a great time while we're doing it.
Okay.
Okay?
God, you're so smart. I'm so glad I'm marrying you. What do you think of this tent that Mom had put in the meadow?
Oh, well, actually, I think that's probably a pretty good idea, because the weather's supposed to be iffy tomorrow. So, for the first time in your life, her life, your mother was smart.
Want to take a walk down there and practice?
What a good idea. Let's go on down there and see if we can't rehearse the part where we're supposed to kiss passionately.
Herb, if you ever loved me, if you ever cared about me at all, you'll find out immediately if this marriage really took place.
Dorian, take it easy.
How can I take it easy? At this very moment, Tina Clayton is probably opening up charge accounts at every store in this town on the basis of my money.
My dear, first, we have to establish that Harv Lipton is not a little crackers, or that Tina put him up to this.
That marriage certificate looked real, awfully real.
If it proves to be real, then we'll institute a search for a record of the divorce.
What if it's true? I mean, that Victor never did divorce Irene Manning?
Ah, come on, it doesn't make any sense. She married Ted Clayton, he married you. Of course they got a divorce.
Herb, you are talking logic.
Well, somebody has to.
But don't you see? What Tina is saying is unthinkable.
Oh, Tina's just having some very greedy fantasies, that's all. Now, a man like Victor Lord with that stature in this society would hardly commit bigamy, would he?
How can you possibly say that with everything that's come out about Victor recently? The man had a few kinks, dear. He had a few quirks. So, what if he felt a little bit guilty about that twerp, that Irene Manning, and he married her and then conveniently forgot about it until he was on his deathbed?
I believe you're turning this into doomsday.
Because it is doomsday, damn it! The sky is about to fall in on me, and I intend to be prepared for it. Now, Herb, if it's a fact, what does it mean if Victor Lord committed bigamy when he married me?
In his will, did he refer to you by name, or did he only refer to you as my wife?
I don't remember.
Well, that could be the key passage. See, Irene was still alive when Victor died. If they were still legally married, if the will read my wife, then she was the legal beneficiary. And your portion of the estate could rightfully be passed on to Tina.
All of it?
One Life to Live will continue in a moment.
Well, little old provincial May has never been to Paris, so you're gonna have to be my guide.
Paris. You are gonna love Paris. It is so romantic. Your parents couldn't have given us a better present.
I know, they've been really terrific about the whole thing.
I can't believe we're gonna say to love, cherish, till death do us part.
Wait a minute. You forgot a crucial word, obey.
Oh, well, I left that out on purpose.
No, see, you can't leave that out. That is my favorite part of the entire speech, obey. You see, if you don't say obey, then that means I'm gonna, have to scrub floors and buy food and do the laundry. I'm sorry, no. Hey, if that's the case, I gotta rethink this entire gig. Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, phone. That is for my bachelor party.
Your what?
That's right, my bachelor party. Count them 7. 7 beautiful women are jumping out of a cake for me. Hello. Oh, hi, Reverend Muldoon. Yeah. How are you? Okay. Yes, that is true. If you're not here tomorrow, we're not going to be able to get married. Right. Okay. All right, where are you again? Okay, fine. All right, this is what you do. You go out Mill Creek Road, and you go all the way out there, and then you're going to see a well on the left, right? A very old well. After you get past the well, there's a driveway just past it. You take a left on the driveway, you go all the way out, and you're gonna come to the house. You can't possibly miss it. Right. Okay, now we're gonna be in the meadow in the back. Okay? Okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 11? Yeah. Okay, take it easy. Bye. What's the matter?
Oh, I just all of a sudden got butterflies in my stomach. And you were talking to the minister, the minister that's actually going to marry us.
This time tomorrow, we're just going to be an old married couple.
I wouldn't count on that if I were you, my children.
Brad, I tell you, I feel like a chunk of heaven has come down and fallen right into my lap.
You better believe it. I can't believe that I overheard that guy trying to page you. Oh, you should have seen the look on Dorian's face when you went out that marriage certificate on air.
Oh, you should have seen the look on her face when she lit into me. Yeah, but I'm not going to start counting my money yet. After all, Viki is in no shape to even consider any of this.
Is there any chance that Dorian married Victor bigamously?
Of course not. You never knew my mother. I mean, she was so straight arrow. She never would have married Ted Clayton if she hadn't got divorced from Victor Lord.
Oh.
Yeah, I do kind of enjoy Dorian worrying about it, though.
Yeah. Well, one way or another, pretty soon we're on our way to the town.
Yeah, excuse me for paraphrasing an old saying, but what is all this we stuff?
Our arrangement. Remember, I get a percentage of the take?
You know, you're talking like his percentage is worth millions.
Well, at least a couple 100,000. Hey, Tina, come on. I arranged bail for you. I was on your side when everybody treated you like you had the plague, remember?
Yeah, and you said it was all because you cared for me, not the money, that you were going to pull Mitch and Laurence number on me.
That is still true. I just would hate for you to forget the little reward that you offered me.
I never offered anything. You demanded it. And this conversation is really draining me. I think I am going to take a nap.
Yeah, well, go dream about diamonds, all right? I'll hit the health club. See you, partner. Could I talk to you for a second?
Not if it has to do with wonderful investment opportunities.
I'm going to save you a little trouble in the future.
Dorian, I want you to stop aggravating yourself about this. The first step is that we have to conduct a computer search in Pennsylvania for a record of divorce or annulment between Irene and Victor.
Yes, but you'll take care of that right away, just as soon as you leave here?
Well, I've got a couple of other things that I'm working on.
Things that are more important than this?
Yes, our daughter is getting married tomorrow. Had you forgotten that?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I did for just a moment. Herb, please, I'm begging you, just start the wheels in motion.
Honey, it's almost 5 o'clock.
I don't care what time it is! Oh, I'm sorry. Please forgive me, really. I'm just so very upset. My nerves are shot.
Yeah, to put it mildly. Look, dear, go home. Take care of whatever last-minute little wedding things have to be done, all right? And then take a hot bath, go to bed early, have a good night's sleep, okay?
Yes, sure. Just as if I didn't have a care in the world.
Right.
Oh.
What?
You know, I used to feel so very sorry for Irene Manning, that she was the victim in all of this. She's not I don't think that anymore. But she didn't love Victor. Why did she marry him?
Because she was pregnant, which is more than you can say for why you married her. Well, I'm picking you up tomorrow morning. I'm going to take you to Timberdart, and you and I are going to bear witness to our daughter's future.
Jenny, I thought it was that Rogers person bringing me breakfast. I didn't expect to see you.
I just came by to tell you that Larry and the NSB have agreed to put me back on staff.
At your request?
Yes.
Well, that means that...
That just means that I'll be involved in your protection and your safety, and if it ever comes out, Cassie will know that I did everything I could to help her father.
Whatever the reason, I accept it. I mean, just the thought of being able to see you every day.
David, don't.
I can't help it. Now, you can deny me your love for me, but you can't deny my love for you.
I'll take some pictures of Cassie and Rob at the wedding.
Thank you. You know, I keep fantasizing about going to the wedding in disguise and just standing off there quietly on the side, just watching.
Well, that's impossible.
It's amazing how much of my life is going on inside my head these days. What happened to you after they dragged me on the plane?
I managed as best I could. I went into seclusion. I didn't see very many people. I just told everybody that you were looking for housing and I was going to join you in Berlin soon, but that didn't work for very long. And so I just told everybody that we split up.
God, Jenny, I'm sorry. And you gotta believe that, because otherwise I wouldn't have come back.
I can't believe that. Because I don't trust you. I really do have to go.
Listen, when are you gonna start work? After the wedding tomorrow?
I'm really not sure. A couple of things have to be worked out. Larry's got to juggle a few things.
Thank you.
Don't thank me. I'm doing this for myself.
You could never betray anyone you loved. And Jenny, I hope to become worthy of that.
Please,
Jenny.
Please don't touch me.
Why don't you and I sit down for a minute, okay?
Marco, am I going to regret this?
No, this is just for a minute. Please, relax. Now, I know you've had some hard knocks in your life, and I know that an awful lot has happened to you of late, and that's why I want to talk to you for a second, all right?
Yeah, part of these knocks came from you, as I recall, from about 7 years ago. Remember you tried to make me a porno queen? Remember that?
Yeah, let's not get into that right now. I'm not trying to hustle you. I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, anytime a man says he wants to help me, somehow my antenna just go right up.
And they should, too. As I say, especially now, your antenna should go up because everybody's going to be lining up around the block to get at you when they find out you've got millions. Especially people like Brad Vernon. He's the type of person you should insulate yourself against right now.
Well, didn't you hear me talk to him? You heard what I said to him?
Well, Brad has ways of getting over on people one way or another, but... Look, Brad's an amateur compared to some of the people that I'm concerned about right now.
Like Mitch Laurence. Believe me, I spent a lot of time with the master, and he kind of is a joke next to him.
But it isn't Mitch Laurence that I'm thinking about. I'm concerned about someone who may come up to you and say that they're not concerned about how much money you have. They may even have their own money, in fact. They may say to you that they love you only for yourself. You follow me?
What is this? You're trying to tell me not to trust any men, that there is nobody left that is sincere in the world?
Well, it isn't just men I'm talking about here. Of course, if you decide to get married sometime soon, make sure you sign a prenuptial agreement. But that isn't exactly.
You know, I was really excited about all this information, and somehow you are depressing me a great deal here, Marco.
Look, if you end up in court with Dorian, you're going to be more than just a little bit depressed. You're going to be a great, great, great deal depressed because you're dealing with an all-star barracuda over there, and you're going to have to start lining up your lawyers right away if you have any idea.
Excuse me.
What?
Miss Clayton, there's a telephone call for you from Dorian Lord. You can take it on the house phone if you'd like.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello there.
Who's calling, please?
Tina, it's Dorian. How quickly they forget.
I'm sorry, I just didn't expect to hear from you quite so soon.
Tina, I'm calling to apologize. I was an absolute beast earlier, and can you ever forgive me?
Well, I can certainly understand your shock.
Yes, I certainly was shocked, and I'm afraid that some of my rage at Victor became transferred to you, which is not fair. After all, I think that you have been a victim in this ongoing family saga.
Yeah, and the role of victim is one I am getting really tired of.
Yes. Well, I just want you to know that I am indeed your friend. And now that the shock has worn off a bit, could you please come back to the station so that we can have a nice, friendly discussion in a calm manner?
Look, I was really intending to discuss the implications of all this with a lawyer first.
Tina, come on. When you talk to lawyers, bad feelings cannot be far behind. And my dear, I just feel that if you would come back here, we can talk it over and settle it, and that way our very precious friendship can remain intact.
All right. All right, I'll be right over. Well, Marco, the all-star Barracuda is in motion.
Well, this has been loads of fun, but I gotta go.
Where you gotta go? Your bachelor party?
Yes, I do. Tradition's tradition.
Oh, really? That can go out with Obey.
Oh, yeah? Well, you really think that I'm interested in spending the evening with 7 lovely young ladies?
I don't know. I can't believe I even found you half dead in the Athenaeum Theater over a year ago, and I'm marrying you tomorrow.
No. Well, it just goes to show you that you don't have to go to a singles bar to find true love. No.
I can't wait to go to sleep. Because when I wake up, it'll be my wedding day.
Forsaking all others. Good words that have lasted a long time.
Yes. But unfortunately, you won't be saying them to each other. Yes. I think I'm going to make an absolutely splendid minister.
Hello?
Jenny, it's Larry.
Hi, I just got here.
Listen, I made all the arrangements. You can start tomorrow right after the wedding. 3 to 11 shift.
I don't know how to thank you.
Well, you didn't exactly leave me much choice. Besides, you are needed.
Well, at least now I don't have to worry that you thought I was incompetent.
So did you hear anything about Viki?
Everything's about the same. She's still Niki. Dr. Polk feels like maybe the sanitarium was a wrong idea, so I have a feeling she's going to be home pretty soon.
Well, maybe that environment will force her to deal with Viki.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you tomorrow at the wedding, and then I'll be at work. Oh, could I go with you and Laurel? I mean, you're going to go to work after the wedding, aren't you?
Well, as a matter of fact, I can't. I have to go to the airport to meet this research doctor who's arriving from Majapur. I'll tell you what, you could do me a big favor and drop Laurel off at the inn, and I'll see you all there afterwards.
Done. And I very much appreciate you going along with me and helping David.
Hey, Jenny, we'll talk about all this tomorrow in person, okay?
Of course. Bye.
Well, well. Little Jenny just made a deadly slip, didn't she?
Naldi is definitely in that hospital, no doubt in this psychiatric ward.
Well, now we have our target in place. We simply have to figure out how to get to him.
Just be real careful walking over these cables, dear. So, as I was saying, you know, once I really had a chance to think about it, I think it's really better for the entire family that you are Victor's legitimate daughter.
Well, I certainly think it'll make it a lot easier for Viki. After all, she was so ashamed of what her dad did. It would lift up the stigma that he did right by my mother.
You're so right. And what a shame it is that, you know, Viki can't hear or understand that right now.
Well, maybe it would help.
You mean, yes, what a good idea. Maybe you should call Dr. Polk and ask him about it.
Maybe I will.
Yes. You know, from what I've heard, there's every chance that we won't see Viki again.
Please, Dorian, don't say that.
I know, but it's something we have to face, as does Clint.
Clint will fight to get Viki back. I have never seen a man so devoted to a woman.
What awfully kind words for a man who despises you.
I only wish I had a man who was as devoted to me.
And don't we all? So now, Tina, if indeed the marriage between your mother and Victor Lord is as legitimate as that marriage certificate makes it look, What exactly do you have in mind?
Well, I'm not exactly sure. First, I want to find out if they were divorced.
Of course they were.
We are just assuming that. I mean, I want to find out if it's a fact or not.
Okay, Tina, let's talk here. What is it? You're hoping that they weren't divorced so that you can try and get a hold of my share of the estate?
Well, I'd be a fool if I didn't try, wouldn't I?
You would be a fool to try. Understand me. I will lock you up in a courtroom for 5, 10, 15 years, whatever it takes. I will go to the Supreme Court if necessary.
Dorian, I don't want that either, all right? Look, all I want is to not be cut out of what is rightfully mine.
Good. Tina, you already have at your disposal the means to get a hold of millions and millions of dollars. That letter that you have from Victor, which states that you're entitled to Viki's share of the estate should she ever become Niki Smith again.
I can't believe this. I cannot believe you. You know, I was actually stupid enough to think you cared about Viki. Or at least that you'd hope that she might get well.
And I do.
No. No, you are happy that she is Niki Smith again. You see, and you were going to try to talk me into going after her share of the estate. Because that way you think I'm not going to touch yours. Well, I am sorry, Dorian. But Viki is my sister. And you have sadly misjudged me.
Yes, I think this should serve the purpose absolutely perfectly. Now, as to the exact moment, when and where, think perhaps...
Well, little girl, I just wanted to give you one more kiss before you become Mrs. Rob Coronel.
Well, I think we are just about ready now.
Yes, Reverend.
Mr. Callison, if you wouldn't mind going down and checking to see that things are all right in the meadow, I will give you a signal when the music is ready.
Of course.
Good.
I love you.
I love you too, Dad.
Well, you must be feeling kind of nervous now, huh?
I just want everything to be perfect.
Oh, I'm certain it would. Well, would you look at that? I do believe I see a rain cloud up there.
Where? I don't...
There it is, honey. There it is. There's the cloud, sweetheart.
Tonight, Catherine's pregnant, but how to tell George and Webster? Then Dad's in shock when he discovers that his son is going out for ballet instead of baseball on Mr. Belvedere. After, Benson's goose could be cooked when he tries to put out the fire in a book-burners campaign. And following Off the Rack, Dolly Parton, Bob Hope, Barbara Mandrell, and John Ritter relive life's most embarrassing moments. Scorpio fights to save Holly on General Hospital. Following an ABC News brief next.
General Hospital.
I never stopped loving you.
And I could never get you out of my system.
Felicia and Frisco together in a world of danger.
Oh, I love you so much.